So in the first class, what I actually told the students was my personal goal for this unit was to be kind. And this was in March when the coronavirus just started, and within 5 or 6 days, we all moved online. And I thought this was really important, both from my perspective and the students' perspective, because there are a lot of uncertainties, and I wanted for the students to have some certainty that I will be kind. Now, what does kindness mean, or how did I operationalize it? I basically encourage my students to get as much feedback as they want. So, for example, they could email me, Zoom me, do whatever, and I was very responsive, usually a couple of hours. I would just like to highlight that this was possible only because it was a small class. The way I kind of tried to reorganize the course online was basically look at my learning outcomes. So there was still the core to the way I changed it. And because the course that I was teaching is essentially about questioning the purpose of business and reimagining the purpose of business, the key was to make the students reflective. And I was a little bit concerned how to do that online. Face-to-face, I'm aware how to do it, but online, how am I supposed to make them very reflective? So what I did was I did a very proactive kind of approach where I asked them a lot of questions, and we had quite a few more debates than I normally do, so that I can get this reflective thing going online if at all possible. I wanted the students not to worry too much about the technology, because I understood that they had other worries, both personal and professional, happening at the time. And so therefore, what I did was basically use live Zoom sessions, and I used breakout rooms quite a bit to encourage reflection and debates and that kind of stuff. So one of the great realizations that I had during this whole experience was how technology can be used to actually develop a very inclusive kind of environment in the university for both staff and students, especially for those staff and students who may have some kind of a disability, or they have some caring responsibilities. So as an example, so I had a kidney transplant last year, and I take 20 tablets a day. And one of the side effects of that is fatigue. So one of the days that I had the lecture, I had extreme fatigue because I guess the side effects of the tablets. And if I had to travel 1 hour to the university and stand for 3 or 3.5 hours and teach, and then come back for 1 hour, I would have probably put a sick leave and postponed the meeting, the class. But in this case, I was able to do the class online from home without any detrimental effects to my health. So I guess one of the key challenges that I faced was, in a face-to-face classroom, it is possible to understand the nonverbal communication. And I really believe sometimes the nonverbal communication actually provides more insight to the students than what they actually say. So whether they're leaning forward, they're yawning, or they're not really interested, they're twirling their thumbs, or all those kind of things. Whereas in a Zoom, as you can see, you can only see it till my chest. You don't know whether I'm scribbling down or not. So I guess that was a key challenge for me. So I need to figure out how to better understand these nonverbal cues. And I think that human understanding about how, whether they're actually following what I'm saying, or, they're just dropping off or sleeping or whatever. I think there were two. The first one was basically, I kind of realized how much I actually missed face-to-face teaching. And secondly, I also realized the huge advantages in online teaching. And so I think going forward for me, when the opportunity arises where the face-to-face actually happens, I think the key for me would be to look at the strengths of face-to-face and strength of online learning that I learned in the last semester, and try to blend them together and come up with outcomes that are really great for learning and teaching of students.